So before we get into too much tonight, because we've got a wealth of content to cover, we'll start it off easy. It's probably going to be a Moresco-based show, but to start off, non-football related. Chris, you're around the world right now, correct?
I am. It is sunny outside behind me. It's the middle of the day on Friday. It's very confusing being a day ahead. But yeah, over New Zealand. It's been good.
Are you jet lagged like pretty significantly at this point, or is it not really set in?
It's been about a week, so I'm like, I've been getting up in the middle of the night at like 2 to do some work every night, so it kind of throws off your sleep schedule a little bit. But no, I'm tired a lot. It's been very like cold and rainy too, so the weather doesn't help anything with you being awake. But no, I was very jet lagged the first day because I landed at 6 in New Zealand and I was rough for a while. I stayed up till 9 somehow. I don't know how I did it, but
Oof.
I was up for almost 48 hours straight. So
it's winter there technically, is that right?
it's coming out of winter, so it's going into spring. So it's like it's been in like low 50s. Should be in the 60s next week.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, just a lot of rain. It's beautiful though.
Where are you at right now? Is it like an office or something?
Yeah, my friend's office.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a soccer tournament behind me.
Yeah, I could see that in the background.
Nice.
So I was like, where are you?
Yeah.
Should get in on some action.
It's a sports.
Maybe
It's a
make some
sports
money
center.
off the team.
Yeah.
Speaking of traveling, though, I guess I'll call you Greg Goose 76 for whatever that is for this time around.
Thank you.
Also out of the homeland of Chicago. Where are you at right now?
I am back in Northern Virginia. The old stomping grounds. Visiting the fam and getting ready to head on vacation.
That's right. You're going international here pretty soon too, huh?
That I am. Yep.
Where are you going
Not
again?
really looking. Going to Spain.
Nice.
Yep.
That's gonna be fun next week.
Spain.
Yep. Yeah. Not really looking.
How do we time that
the
next
flight.
week?
What was that?
I said, how do we time that one next week?
Yeah.
What, you'll be like 6 hours ahead, Josh, of where I am, East Coast?
Yeah.
And Moresco's like 13 hours or whatever it is?
It's easier to think. I'm 7 behind you, but a day ahead.
7 behind. Okay. So 6. So we're gonna have to be pulling like a 24-hour, 12-hour something. 6 ahead, 7 behind. You guys are gonna be almost entirely flipped, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I'm up for a weird hour.
Yeah. One of us is gonna have to be up early in the morning. One's gonna have to stay up late.
Yep. It'll be a good time. I'm on vacation.
We'll get it to work
I
out.
Just go back to sleep.
Well, I guess we can just hop right into it. We don't have a big agenda today. I think a couple people are probably aware of what most of our agenda will be. But let me share my screen and we'll go from there.
Packers are getting steamrolled.
Oh yeah, I guess we are coming from Thursday Night Football zone right now.
Still 14-3.
Yeah, they're on the lines are on the 10-yard line again.
Oh no, we're way ahead in this. I guess that's a sneak peek. My bad.
Let's see if
now you'll
David
know that.
Montgomery vultures another TD from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I guess we'll have some scoring to take into account with our picks this week, so we don't really have many excuses because we got kind of the kickstart here on what's going on in the Detroit game. But
that's true.
Week 3 review. We'll start top with my matchup against Mitch and our picks from last week. I appreciate Moresco and Josh going with me. Jonesy, our guest last week, decided to go with Mitch, unfortunately.
Oh, Jonesy.
How are you feeling right now, Clark?
Good and bad, honestly, because Metcalf and Devo are both a little banged up, so I'm a little nervous about that long term. But I feel pretty good about my team top to bottom right now, if I'm honest. Not too much weakness at the moment. guess knock on wood. But
How you feeling
gotta
about Akers coming into Minnesota?
about to say what?
Akers coming in.
Oh yeah, real worried. Super. I mean, the Vikings are 0-3. I don't believe in the Vikings as a team. I just believe in their ability to get certain people fantasy points.
That's true.
How do you feel about your Tua pick so far? I feel like you got to be pretty happy with that.
I feel like I lucked out with Tua, to be honest. I'm praying he doesn't get hurt, but the Dolphins do seem to be pretty high powered at this point. So it is kind of silly that he only got 34 points, but I guess from a Kane's numbers and what was it, Mostart's numbers, they ran the ball like all of the second half. So it's not like much else happened.
It's 7 rushing touchdowns.
Jeez Louise.
So yeah, we don't have to sit on this one too long. Good win for me. I'm happy about my position in the league currently, but we'll see what happens. Moving on to the other high-powered scoring team this league, or this week rather, and Ben's team, and he had someone lay a goose egg, and he still put up 174.
Wow.
These were our picks for the week. I think we all went with Ben. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. Dave's had some pretty rotten luck this year.
Dave's hurting right now.
Did he? I think my math might be really bad, but I think that's almost exactly half of what Ben's score was. 87 to 174, whatever the decimal points end up being.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I mean, we don't really have to review too much here. There were some standouts on Ben's side, obviously. But if you're David right now, how are you feeling and what do you think you're going to do to adjust?
I mean, it's hard, I feel like, because I feel like everybody outside of like Matt probably could use like a running back.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's one of Dave's weaknesses right now, just with Chubb going down. So I guess make a trade or, spend some money on the fab.
So would you consider trading Tyreek Hill if you were Dave at this point to try and acquire another running back and probably two pieces, right? But a couple of pieces for Tyreek, or do you hang on to that?
No, I mean, I think right now Tyreek's the number one scoring wideout. So I don't know how trading Tyreek potentially helps him that much. I don't think he's going to get enough in return.
Only if you can get like two solid pieces.
Yeah.
But the other issue is who else is he going to trade to get a good piece coming in?
Yeah, that's the thing. His bench right now is Keandre Miller, Kadarius Toney, Jackson Smith from Seattle, Antonio Gibson, Christian Watson, and Jordan Love.
Yeah, so you could trade Watson, JSN, because they've got good keeper value.
Great keeper value, right? Yeah,
that's true.
So that would probably.
I mean, it's early. Stuff can still adjust.
You can also trade
can
Puka.
Still get hurt, but yeah, exactly. I think the longer that that Cup stays out and Puka stays relevant, the better it is for Dave, whether he's trading or getting points off of Puka, right?
Yeah.
But moving right along to the next matchup of the week. This is an interesting one. And before we get into this too much, let me switch what I'm sharing real fast. And let me share.
I know exactly where he's going.
I didn't do a great job video editing this, but we get the gist of what's going on. I believe it's this one to begin with. So we'll start here.
In Tucker, unfortunately.
I do have a bye week this week, though, which is nice. So.
Oh, boy.
We got there. Then we had this later in the same episode. Sorry, technical difficulties. I stopped it at the wrong point in time.
Clark, you did not. Wait. Never mind. I thought you picked. I was confused. I thought you picked Ryan.
That was last week's matchup.
Yeah.
We'll also go into this one real quick.
We get the point, Clark. We get the point.
So before we get back into the weekly recap, and actually, Josh, you're not totally out of the woods either, because if we want to go to this little bit, should be this one. Josh said it best when I was going back through this at our predictions to put the appropriate picks in place. Josh said that he's going to go on record. He is not going to pick Ryan once this year in our picks for matchup.
It's looking pretty good so far.
What is the low point?
Oh, God. Damn it, Moresco.
I mean, dude, how am I supposed to prepare for a 50-point game from Devon Achani?
I don't know. That was his only guy that went off.
So in fairness, we all chose Moresco.
Oh, shit.
But
To be in all fairness, like that's just fantasy garbage.
It is.
Like
Exactly how it rolls.
I didn't have like the worst week without it. Like with having Aaron Jones out, I'm happy with putting over 100 points. But yeah, Ryan played that well. The 3-point projection turned into 50 points for him, and he got the dub. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. CJ Stroud was a good pickup for him.
That was a good pickup. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
The rest of his team. I mean, and New England's defense helps up, but
yeah. Oof.
It's hard to win when your opponent puts up 50 points with one player.
Yeah.
It's kind of how fantasy comes down to it. So I was happy AJ Brown finally had a good game. Pacheco actually had a decent game for the first time in a while. So honestly, I'm happy about a bunch of my players. But we'll see.
Yeah, it wasn't awful. It's just rather funny. And Ryan's team, I'm curious when we get into the projections for this upcoming week, I'm actually curious what you guys think about Ryan's team. Because this team is all of a sudden a little bit more relevant than they were the first few weeks of the season.
Yep. I agree.
Let's scoot right along to Josh's matchup with his brother. We had split picks on this one.
Let's go.
Josh, how are you feeling? You're first in the league now, I think.
Yeah. I feel pretty good. A little slightly concerned about my running back situation. It's never good when Breece Hall puts up 12 rushes for 18 yards. We call that the Zach Wilson effect.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm already kind of some of my draft picks are really coming to life here. Like Keenan Allen, Mike Evans have really produced for me so far this year.
Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, talk about getting 50 points randomly out of a Miami running back for Ryan. You got almost 40 out of Keenan Allen this week.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Mike Williams is out now, so I think Keenan could potentially see a lot of targets.
Yeah.
So
I guess do we only play people once per with a 14-team league? How many times will we play every opponent? Just once, right? We won't have
whoever you play I think you play one person twice. So whoever you played the first week.
Correct.
Whoever you
played
played the first week.
No, that played? I don't remember who I played now.
And we can check. Let's see.
I know I played Micah again, I believe, at the end of the year. So I wonder.
Week 1, I played Hannah. Joshy You played Micah.
I played
and,
Nat.
Yeah, you played Nat to start the year.
David Montgomery just had another touchdown.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
who's playing Micah this week?
Probably me.
Micah's-
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think I am. I'm pretty sure I am, but I don't think he started him.
Oh, Micah.
Yeah, he's got David Montgomery on his bench with 14 points right now.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy. Oh god.
It's not going to influence my pick later, but it's a good feeling. Jeez, he's got AJ Dillon in though with 0.7 points.
That's a good start.
That being said, I've got Musgrave in, and he's done nothing so far. So,
It's because the Packers offense has not done anything.
all right,
Three
moving right
quarters left.
along. We'll wrap this up. This was the post-trade matchup. Maresco was the only one that called it correctly. Going Jonesy. We were all pretty hot on Kevin.
Well, I think hot on Kevin because Eckler was out, Brandon Cooks was out, so Jones is dealing with a lot of injuries. That was my thought.
Kicking myself for dropping Adam Thielen after week 1. He's put up back-to-back solid games since then.
Yeah, but that's because Andy Dalton's the quarterback, right? Like you couldn't have projected that was going to happen.
Well, he had a solid week last week with Bryce.
Yeah,
Did he?
he had a touchdown. Yeah, he's slowly
okay.
becoming like what you'd think Thielen would become, which is like the veteran guy that's going to get targets. He's going to be comfortable for whoever's in the quarterback position there. Not going to be like the biggest, explosive guy, but he'll be possession based.
Yeah.
Solid win for Jonesy though.
Yeah.
Are you concerned if you're Kevin right now? I mean, not even getting close to 100 points.
I would be. I mean, based on how tonight's gone with David Montgomery
Yeah.
Montgomery was out and then he comes back this week and he's the lead back. He's getting all the red zone opportunities, so I would be a little worried considering Kevin traded for Jahmyr Gibbs, to be honest.
Yeah, and you'd have to think also oops, I went ahead. My bad. Okay, well, we'll roll right along. Never mind. We all chose Hannah in this matchup, and Natalie's team kind of rolled her over.
Yeah. Nat's team played well.
Zach
Moss.
Moss. Zach Moss
Mouse dropped by
massively
me is gonna hurt
outscored
me.
Derrick Henry. Who would think that?
Can't believe I got rid of Moss.
Did you really? Like week 1?
Yeah, I drafted him and I traded him to David for Isaiah Likely the first week and he dropped him.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Shit, Dave could use Zach Moss right now.
I know, we both
Yeah,
could.
he definitely could.
Both could, yeah.
Those are always tough too, though, because Zach Moss was like the fill-in back with Jonathan Taylor, and wasn't Jackson supposed to get touches in that offense too? And then it just kind of became Zach Moss's thing, and now it's like he's the de facto starter all by himself until Jonathan Taylor's situation gets resolved.
Yeah.
Deion Jackson didn't even suit up the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got cut. And then Evan Hall, their draft pick, ended up on IR. So yeah, just some freak things kind of allowed Moss to have the opportunity he's gotten. So, but it's a savvy pickup.
Yeah.
Well, and like honestly, nothing crazy from Natalie's team here. Like 132 points is a lot of points in our league this year, but like it's just a solid 20 points here, 10 points there. Nothing, no like insane one person going off, just a consistency across the board. All right. And I think this was probably our last one. We correctly all selected Matt. This one wasn't particularly close.
Matt's team looks solid.
Matt's running back contingent looks pretty quality.
I mean, he saw a bad game from Henry, but everyone else pretty solid across the board.
Yep. Fair enough. Well, wrapping that up.
Jamar finally did something.
Our picks this week between all of us was another 4-3 across the board, with Jonesy ending up with the same pick record as Kevin last week, which was 2-5. So we all tied for winners, with Jonesy being the biggest loser from a picks perspective. Housekeeping, real quick. Weekly Fab is going to go to Ben for the winner of the wide receiver with the fewest points. Kind of crazy. He put up 170, whatever points it was. Will also starting Josh Reynolds, who got 0 points. So really a win-win for Ben in that situation.
Has Ben won the Fab Challenge back-to-back weeks?
No, I was wrong last week. Jonesy actually won Fab last week because it was the running back with the highest yards per carry, and I thought I had missed Roquan Johnson on the list, and I had said that it was I guess whoever it was last week for Ben Cook, I think, but it was not. It was not. It was actually Johnson. So that was my mistake. So it went to Jonesy, but it was wrong on the show. So
Gotcha.
So yeah, he's got extra Fab to spend this week. Which also we can touch quickly before we get to toilet bowl predictions and see if this has changed at all. Oh no, hold up. That's why. Technical difficulties. Touch on waiver wire this week. Pickups, things that happened. Anything of note? Any thoughts here?
Did not expect Jordan Love to go for that much when I dropped him last week.
Yeah.
I thought I could drop him and pick him up again. Did not work out.
Yeah, didn't Dave over spend on Jordan Love there?
Yeah, like by $20.
I don't think he even started him tonight either, unless he was just really thinking that he's more of a stash.
Yeah, he might be dropping him soon.
Potential keeper.
Oh, you drafted him? Was he drafted?
Yeah, Dan drafted him for $2.
Dan drafted 3 quarterbacks this year. I'm not sure if he knew what our format was when he went into that draft.
Yeah, Dave's starting Geno Smith this week. Jordan Love is on his bench, currently with negative 2.7 points. So it looks like he made the right decision. Although $25. Do you think he should have just spent the $25 on Palmer?
That's hard to say. I don't feel like Dave doesn't really need wide receivers, though. He needs running backs.
Who's more tradable, Jordan Love or Palmer?
I think Palmer's TBD, right? I mean, Palmer's
but
the two.
They're throwing the ball, and isn't Williams out for maybe the year?
Yeah, but like you have Eckler coming back, you have Gerald Everett in that offense, you have Quentin Johnson, their rookie, their first round draft pick. So I think it's like, yeah, like it could be Palmer, but it may not be. Maybe Keenan Allen will just have 30 targets a game.
Oh, I hope not. I love Keenan Allen, but I don't want your team to have that type of production out of him anymore, Josh.
Okay.
Well, nothing too crazy on the waiver wire this week. We have picks to do for upcoming week. We have the spinner wheel, and then we have toilet bowl and championship predictions, which may have changed for some of us. We'll see. So let's pull up
mine's
spinner
changed,
wheel.
that's for sure.
How has it?
Huh?
Has it now?
Yeah, well, yep. You'll see in a few.
All right, let's do picker wheel for Fab real quick. Last week we did wide receivers. Week before that we did running backs. Let's do quarterbacks this week. What quarterback category do we want?
Longest pass.
Lowest scoring in fantasy points.
Sure.
Longest
attempts.
pass.
Yeah. I was gonna say we could do rushing touchdowns, but that's kind of there's only a few select.
Kevin will win automatically.
Yep.
I want to do like sacks, but that could also end up being a tie.
Really? Probably be Justin Fields. So Mitch.
Let's do a couple more. What else do you guys want? Highest passer rating
Yeah.
or lowest passer rating?
Highest completion percentage.
Most interceptions, maybe, but that could be a tie too.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, someone might have a 3 or 4 game, but a lot of people will probably have like 2. We don't want to end up sending out Fab to everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like 5's good, right?
5's good. Let's see where it lands. Okay. So sticking on theme with last week, it'll be the lowest scoring fantasy quarterback. We'll get $5 of Fab this week.
Too bad he didn't start Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I know. Free Fab. All right. So before we go to picks for the upcoming week, let's go ahead. Actually, no, let's do picks first, and then we'll look at league standings prior to making our predictions for championship and toilet bowl. So we're going to have a little bit of added info here because of the Thursday night game. But first matchup is going to be myself versus Micah. Who you guys picking? I'm going with myself.
I'm gonna go with Clark.
Clark.
Sweep across the board. David versus Matt. I'm going to go Matt.
I'm gonna go David.
Matt.
Ben versus Chris.
I'm gonna go Ben.
I'm going to go Ben.
Ben.
Oh no.
Would your pick have changed if Aaron Jones had like a touchdown and 50 yards at this point in Nebraska?
Probably not. Probably not. I got to pick against myself until I win a game. I'm going to be honest with
Picking
you.
himself to go 0-4. We'll see. All right. Next matchup we
It worked
have
for Josh last time. Reverse psychology.
Yeah.
This game I think could be really close.
Oof. I'll go Mitch.
I'm going to go Dan.
I'm going to go Mitch.
Oh, interesting. Jonesy versus Hannah. Jonesy also with St. Brown already having 10 points at this stage of the game.
I'll go Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah had
Jonesy.
kind of a down week last week. Is Eckler coming back this week? Do we know?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't look good.
What does it say? Didn't practice at all.
Yeah, so probably not.
I'm still going to go Jonesy. I got faith in Jonesy's
I'm
team.
going Jonesy as well.
All righty. Kevin versus Ryan. The newly explosive team, Ryan, whose team, honestly, on paper, doesn't look that terrible right now. He's got Kamara starting this week. We'll see if the Miami offense keeps on being as dominant as they have been. Ridley and Thomas, not bad receiver combination. I mean, not like the most stacked team, but it's a feasible fantasy team at this point.
I'll go Ryan.
Wow.
Josh, I don't know if that's allowed from you.
Wow. I'm going Kevin.
I'm also going Kevin. Josh, you can have the breakaway with Ryan. See what happens. And then to round out the week, we have Natalie versus the current top seed in the league, Josh. Any insight as to who you're starting at tight end, Josh?
That's a wait and see. Just,
You have
all the
Logan
practice
Thomas
reports.
and Gerald Everett. So
We shall see.
I'm going Nat.
I am also going Nat. I think Natalie's team has a lot of really good matchups this week.
I think it's going to be a shootout in Miami too.
Yep. Josh?
Yeah. I'll go with myself.
Fair.
I do agree. Natalie has some good matchups this week, so it's going to be a tough one.
So before we do toilet bowl and championship, this is the table as it currently stands. Can you guys see it okay? At this point in the season, we're going into week 4, any surprises here? Anyone you're very shocked at where they are on the table? Anyone makes sense? And do you think anyone is out of place in terms of being too high or too low 3 weeks in?
I mean, I'm kind of surprised to see Moresco where he's at, to be honest.
3-game losing streak down there with Dan and Micah.
I thought he would be in the middle of the pack, like in the running.
Let's just say I do have the perfect amount of fab left. So could be a game changer. I think Dave's going to keep falling just because of his injury luck.
I think so. Yep.
I'm
Also doesn't have a ton of
surprised
waiver budget.
Surprised to see Josh at the top, but
It's fair.
nah,
Yeah, I'm surprised.
seems good.
I'm surprised Josh is that high. I thought Josh would be in contention, but I didn't think Josh would be like a top seed at this point. And I don't think he'll be a top seed much longer, if I'm honest. I think that the teams, the bread and butter of our league right now, I think are the 2 through 4 seeds, maybe the 2 through 5 seeds, honestly. I just think, I mean, and maybe it's easy to go over points for. Ben's the only team that's broken 400 points for at this point. But
Look at Matt's points against. It's nuts.
oh yeah, crazy low. I was looking at that earlier because I think most points against was the 360. Was it Hannah's team? I think.
No, it's Micah at the bottom.
Oh yeah, 373. That is unfortunate.
Most points against are the bottom 5.
He's put up the second least amount of points compared to only Ryan. So it's not like he probably would have won those games, but to already have a plus 100 point differential at this stage is not the best look.
Yeah.
But fair. We don't have to spend too much time here. Just to look at the standings, see how everything goes. Interesting also to see who has fab left. Like Ryan still has a ton of fab. So really, if he wanted to scoop up like every relevant player post injury the rest of the year, he probably could, which could dramatically change the outlook of his team by the time we get to, playoff time.
Do you think he thinks it carries over to next draft?
He just rolls in with $364 of draft budget.
That'd be actually kind of crazy if he did that.
Let's do the bit that we've all been waiting for. Moresco, anything changing on your championship matchup right now? You had Matt and Hannah last week.
I think we let Josh go first this week.
Okay, Josh, we'll go bottom to top. We'll go bottom to top. So Josh, you got Ben and yourself in the championship game with Ben winning. Any changes to that?
No changes.
Okay, fair enough. Confident. You have Ben winning still, so you think you're going to be in second.
I do. Yeah, and I feel like based off of Ben's performance this last week, see the potential of his team. So, sticking with it.
I would agree. I also see the potential of Ben's team, so I'm kicking Matt out of the championship game. And I'm throwing Ben in there with me, but he's going to lose. So that's my championship setup now. Moresco, back to you.
I'm switching both actually. I'm gonna put Ben and myself in there, and I'm gonna pick myself to win.
Interesting. Pretty bold.
Yep.
Wow. What do you see in your roster that makes you think that's going to happen?
I see some savvy moves coming up. Is what I see happening. It's from TBD, but my team's not going to look like it is for a while.
Interesting. Anything in the works as of now that you care to share?
I offered a trade to someone that turned it down, but I'm doing my research, and I'll get back to the table.
All right. See how it goes. Look forward to it. On that note, though, Josh, has anything changed in your toilet bowl picture? And has Moresco's current discussion about turning his team around changed anything for you and what you were going to put down?
So yeah, my toilet bowl pick has changed. I think you've had a good run, Moresco, but I think it's
Don't
time
disrespect
for
me,
you
Josh.
to.
Don't disrespect me.
Well, you're not really doing much for yourself right now. So I'm going to go with Micah and Moresco in the toilet bowl, and I think Moresco's going to lose.
Oh, no.
Oh, how the
Moresco thrown.
turntables.
Oh boy.
Pull a Mitch Thorson here and go championship to toilet bowl loser back-to-back years. I like your analysis, Josh. I agree that there's been some changes in the druthers of our league. And as such, I think Ryan has redeemed himself out of the toilet bowl. I still think Dan will be there, but I think that his new toilet bowl companion that's losing the toilet bowl is going to be Chris Moresco, which I think, aside from the fact that he won back-to-back, that would put our most recent two champions in the toilet bowl against each other.
You guys are doing me dirty after 1 week of Achani going
You're
off.
welcome to do whatever you want in the toilet bowl. It would be unprecedented for you to have yourself both winning the championship and in the toilet bowl, which is an option.
That is an option.
You really want to double down?
I'm not going to double down. My pick is a bold one, and it has nothing to do with spite or revenge. But I believe the current number 1 seed in the league is going to lose the next 6 games and find himself in the toilet bowl. So we're going to put Josh in there.
All right.
Oh, man.
Against his brother Micah. And I believe Josh is going to lose to his brother Micah.
Ooh.
So we have Josh calling himself in the championship. We have Moresco calling Josh in the toilet bowl. We have Moresco calling himself in the championship, and Josh calling Moresco in the toilet bowl. So,
I'll be honest, my picks will change next week, most likely, but it felt like the right thing to do this week.
Yeah. Look, I'll change my pick. You just gotta throw me a bone, Moresco. You haven't given me much.
I was gonna say
That is
Moresco
true.
out of those bottom like 4 or 5 teams, which I think are pretty clearly like Ryan, Micah, Dan, you. I think your team has potential. I'm honestly surprised you're 0-3, but like we'll have to see what happens. Need something to change here.
Part of fantasy, man. The luck can change in the snap of a finger.